Johnny Bench faced never-ending controversies, including game-fixing accusations, critical comments, divorce troubles, and financial issues, which kept him constantly in the spotlight. But before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe. In 2023, Johnny Bench found himself at the center of controversy after making an anti-Semitic comment during an event honoring Gabe Paul, a former general manager of the Cincinnati Reds who was Jewish. The remark sparked widespread criticism, with many expressing disappointment that such a comment could overshadow what was meant to be a respectful tribute to Paul's legacy. This incident added another layer to Bench's already complex public image. Looking further back in his career, Bench was also connected to a controversy in 1972 when a gambler allegedly approached him in an attempt to fix a game. While no solid evidence ever surfaced to suggest that Bench had any involvement in the scheme, the mere association with such an accusation cast a shadow over his otherwise stellar reputation. Though the issue was eventually put to rest, it remains a talking point whenever his career is discussed, highlighting how moments like these have kept him in the public eye for both his achievements and the controversies surrounding him. Over the years, he has also faced criticism for making negative comments about other players, especially those he felt lacked effort or dedication. While some admired his honesty, others saw his remarks as harsh and unnecessary, leading to mixed opinions about his approach to addressing issues in the game he loved. Bench's personal life has also been a frequent topic of public discussion. He has been married 4 times, and these multiple marriages and divorces have drawn significant media attention. Many have criticized his personal life choices, painting him as someone unable to find lasting stability off the field. One particularly difficult moment came in 1995 when he became involved in a paternity suit. The legal battle, splashed across headlines, brought unwanted attention to his private life and raised questions about his personal conduct, further complicating his public image. Financial troubles have also been a part of Bench's story, despite his incredible success in baseball. Later in life, he faced financial difficulties due to reported mismanagement and failed business ventures. These struggles not only created negative publicity, but also showed that even the most celebrated athletes can face challenges when the cheering stops. Through it all, Johnny Bench's life has been a mix of remarkable achievements and deeply personal challenges, making him a figure who continues to fascinate and divide public opinion. Bench's remarkable journey to baseball greatness began at just 17 years old. In 1965, he was selected 36th overall by the Cincinnati Reds during the second round of the amateur draft. His early days were spent honing his skills in the minor leagues, playing for the Buffalo Bisons during the 1966 and 1967 seasons. It didn't take long for Bench to start turning heads. In the 1967 season, he accomplished something incredible. He hit a grand slam off Jim Palmer, a pitcher who would famously go on to never allow another grand slam in his 19-year major league career. That season, Bench was called up to the Reds in August. While he struggled at the plate, batting just 163, it was his defensive skills and powerful throwing arm that earned him widespread attention, including praise from Hall of Famer Ted Williams. Williams, impressed by the young catcher, even signed a baseball for him, boldly predicting, "You're a Hall of Famer for sure." That prophecy came true 22 years later when Bench was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1989. Bench's competitive edge and knack for calling games were evident early in his career. During a spring training game in 1968, he found himself paired with Jim Maloney, a veteran pitcher whose fastball had lost its once dominant velocity due to injuries. Maloney was determined to rely on his fastball, repeatedly ignoring Bench's calls for breaking balls. Frustrated, Bench didn't hold back, bluntly telling Maloney, "Your fastball's not popping." Maloney didn't take the critique well, but Bench was determined to prove his point. On the next fastball, he caught it barehanded, leaving no doubt about its lack of speed. Despite this clash, Bench was behind the plate later that year when Maloney pitched a no-hitter against the Houston Astros, cementing their place in baseball history. In 1968, Bench, only 20 years old, had a breakout season that solidified his status as a rising star. He became the first catcher to ever win the National League Rookie of the Year award, thanks to his impressive .275 batting average, 15 home runs, and 82 RBIs. His performance wasn't just about offense, his defense was equally stellar. Bench won the National League Gold Glove Award for catchers that same year, another first for a rookie. He also achieved 102 assists, a feat no catcher had accomplished in 23 years. His combination of athleticism and game intelligence set a new standard for the catcher position. Beyond his baseball career, Bench also served his country during the Vietnam War. As a member of the United States Army Reserve, he was part of the 478th Engineer Battalion stationed at Fort Thomas, Kentucky, just across the Ohio River from Cincinnati. He served alongside several of his Reds teammates, including Pete Rose, Bobby Tolan, and Darrell Chaney. In the winter of 1970-1971, Bench joined Bob Hope's USO tour in Vietnam, bringing energy entertainment and encouragement to American troops. Bench's early years in baseball were filled with memorable moments, milestones, and challenges that showcased his exceptional talent and resilience, setting the stage for his legendary career. Bench's career was filled with incredible highs, challenging moments, and a legacy that would cement his status as one of baseball's greatest players. His finest season came in 1970, when the 22-year-old catcher had a year for the history books. He became the youngest player ever to win the National League Most Valuable Player Award, a feat that showcased his extraordinary talent. Bench batted .293, led the National League with 45 home runs, and set a franchise record with an astounding 148 RBIs. His power at the plate and leadership on the field were critical as the Reds captured the NL West Division title. While they swept the Pittsburgh Pirates in the National League Championship Series, the Reds fell short in the World Series, losing to the Baltimore Orioles in 5 games. Bench's remarkable run continued in 1972, another standout season that earned him his second MVP award. His dominance at the plate was on full display as he led the league with 40 home runs and 125 RBIs. Bench's ability to deliver in clutch moments became legendary. One of the most memorable highlights of that season came in the 5th game of the NLCS against the Pirates. With the Reds trailing in the 9th inning, Bench hit a dramatic opposite field home run to tie the game. The Reds went on to win the game and the series on a wild pitch, a thrilling moment hailed as one of the most clutch performances in baseball history. However, the Reds fell short again in the World Series, losing to the powerhouse Oakland Athletics in 7 games. After the 1972 season, Bench faced a personal challenge that would change his career. He underwent surgery to remove a lesion from his lung, a procedure performed out of concern that it might be cancerous. Thankfully, the lesion turned out to be benign, but the surgery left lasting effects. Bench later reflected on how the operation impacted his performance, saying, "They cut the ribs, they cut the bones, they cut the nerves, and so I never was the same player afterward." Though he continued to perform at a high level, he never again reached the 40 home run mark in a season. In 1973, Bench remained a vital part of the Reds' success, hitting 25 home runs and driving in 104 RBIs. The Reds staged an incredible midseason rally, overcoming a 10.5-game deficit to the Los Angeles Dodgers to win the NL West Division. In the NLCS, they faced a scrappy New York Mets team. Bench's heroics were on display again when he hit a game-winning home run off Mets ace Tom Seaver in the series opener. However, the Mets came out on top in Game 5, ending the Reds' World Series hopes. The 1974 season saw Bench return to form, leading the league with 129 RBIs and scoring 108 runs. He became only the 4th catcher in MLB history to record over 100 runs and 100 RBIs in the same season. Despite his individual brilliance, the Reds fell short of the postseason, losing the division race to the Dodgers. The following year in 1975, the Reds finally broke through, with Bench contributing 28 home runs and 110 RBIs to the team's historic season. The Reds swept the Pirates in the NLCS and went on to win an unforgettable 7-game World Series against the Boston Red Sox. By 1976, Bench began to struggle with ailing shoulders, which limited his productivity during the regular season. He managed just 16 home runs and 74 RBIs. However, he saved his best for the postseason. In the World Series against the New York Yankees, Bench delivered a masterful performance, batting .533 with 2 home runs. His efforts earned him the World Series MVP award as the Reds swept the Yankees in 4 games. Reds manager Sparky Anderson famously said, "I don't want to embarrass any other catcher by comparing him to Johnny Bench," solidifying his status as the gold standard for catchers. Bench bounced back in 1977, hitting 31 home runs and driving in 109 RBIs. But the Reds missed out on the postseason as the Dodgers dominated the National League. Cincinnati would only make the playoffs once more during Bench's career in 1979, but they were swept in the NLCS by the Pittsburgh Pirates. In the twilight of his career, Bench transitioned out of the catcher's role, playing primarily as a corner infielder. His farewell season in 1983 was marked by a memorable moment on September 17, dubbed Johnny Bench Night at Riverfront Stadium. Before a record-breaking crowd, Bench hit his 389th and final home run, a line drive to left field. He retired at the end of the season at just 35 years old, leaving behind a legacy of excellence, resilience, and unforgettable moments on the diamond. Bench's career numbers tell the story of a truly remarkable player. Over 17 seasons in Major League Baseball, all spent with the Cincinnati Reds, Bench recorded 2,048 hits, a .267 career batting average, 389 home runs, and 1,376 RBIs. These statistics alone are impressive, but they only scratch the surface of what he accomplished. At the time of his retirement, Bench held the record for the most career home runs by a catcher, a milestone that stood until it was was later surpassed by Carlton Fisk and then Mike Piazza. However, Bench still holds the record for the most grand slams hit by a catcher, with an incredible 10 to his name. Defensively, Bench set the gold standard for catchers. He earned 10 Gold Glove awards, a testament to his extraordinary skill behind the plate, and was selected to the National League All-Star team 14 times during his career. He won 2 Most Valuable Player awards and led the National League 3 times in caught stealing percentage, showcasing his ability to control the game with his rocket of an arm. Bench also ended his career with an outstanding 190 fielding percentage as a catcher and an overall .987 fielding percentage, marks of his reliability and precision on the field. Over his career, he caught 118 shutouts, ranking him 12th all-time among Major League catchers, an achievement that reflects his ability to guide pitchers and call games with exceptional skill. Beyond the numbers, Bench's impact on baseball went far beyond the box score. He popularized the hinge catcher's mitt, a revolutionary piece of equipment first introduced by Randy Hundley of the Chicago Cubs. Bench began using the mitt in 1966 after injuring his thumb while throwing. The hinged mitt allowed him to protect his throwing hand by tucking it safely to the side while catching pitches. This innovation not only helped extend his career, but also became standard equipment for catchers everywhere, transforming the way the position was played. Bench's massive hands, famously capable of holding 7 baseballs at once, became an iconic symbol of his physical prowess. He had a unique style of fielding, often scooping breaking balls in the dirt with one hand, rather than the traditional method of dropping to his knees to block the ball with his chest protector. While unconventional, his approach worked for him, further highlighting his exceptional natural talent. In addition to his incredible career achievements, Bench was honored with numerous awards that recognized his character and contributions to the game. He received the Lou Gehrig Award in 1975, the Babe Ruth Award in 1976, and the Hutch Award in 1981, all prestigious accolades celebrating his excellence on and off the field. Bench wasn't just a great player, he was an innovator, a leader, and a game changer. His achievements as both a hitter and a catcher redefined the standards for the position, and his legacy remains firmly entrenched in the history of baseball. In 2016, Johnny Bench received yet another honor that reflected the widespread recognition of his incredible career and impact on sports. He was inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame, a prestigious recognition reserved for individuals who have not only excelled in their field, but have also inspired others around the world. This honor placed him among an elite group of athletes whose influence extends far beyond their individual achievements. 2 years later, in 2018, Bench added another significant accolade to his collection when he became the Hall of Fame recipient of the Bob Feller Act of Valor Award. This award is given to those who demonstrate extraordinary dedication and support for the United States military, and it was a perfect reflection of Bench's long-standing respect and commitment to the men and women in uniform. His service in the Army Reserve during the Vietnam War and his involvement with military organizations over the years made him a deserving recipient. Both honors highlighted not only Johnny Bench's greatness as an athlete, but also his character, leadership, and dedication to causes bigger than baseball. Whether on the field or off, he continued to leave a lasting legacy of excellence, respect, and service. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. Make sure to subscribe to Baseball Icon so that you never miss an update. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check this one out too.